Do you hear that? The silence that surrounds you, that empty space where everyone else's voices should be. It is not the silence of peace, no. It is the silence of neglect. People walk past you, they talk over you, they dismiss you as if you are nothing, and yet you remain silent. Why? Why do you let their disrespect run over you like water, like it is nothing? You sit in that silence, hoping that the world will see you, hoping that someone will come to your rescue. But let me ask you this. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, that silence is your weapon? You sit there, letting the world forget your name, ignore your worth, thinking that the louder you scream, the more they will listen. But they will not. You are a ghost in their world, and they will walk all over you. Do you really believe that shouting, begging for attention will change the way they see you? No, my friend. They will only see you as weak, as desperate. They will laugh at you. But here is the truth. They never realized that their disrespect would seal their fate. They pushed you into the shadows, thinking they could get away with it. But in the silence, in the stillness, something has been building. You are not weak. You are not invisible. In the silence, you find your strength. In the silence, you prepare. And when you rise from that silence, they will not know what hit them. Let them think you are nothing. Because soon enough, they will realize that silence was never your weakness. It was your power waiting to be unleashed. Look around you. See the people who smile, the ones who fit in, the ones who seem to have it all together. They walk with their heads held high, like the world owes them something. They walk with their heads held high, like the world owes them something. They have no idea what it is like to be in your shoes. They do not understand the weight you carry, the way the world stares at you like you are invisible, like you do not matter. They will never know what it feels like to be pushed down, to be looked over, to be dismissed as if you are nothing. But they do not care. They do not care because they do not have to. They have their place, their comfort. You, on the other hand, you are stuck in this endless cycle. Like a hamster running in a wheel, never getting anywhere. They treat you like you are less than them, like your struggles are just noise that they can drown out with a laugh, a glance, a turn of the head. You give them your time, your energy, your emotions, and yet they do not even notice. They are too busy living in their perfect little world to even acknowledge the battles you fight every day, and it hurts. Oh, does it hurt? You feel it deep inside, that constant sting, the feeling of being ignored, the feeling that no matter what you do, no one will ever see you. You wear the mask they want you to wear. You pretend to be fine, to be like them, but deep inside, the storm rages on. And then there is the anger, that rage that bubbles up inside you like a pressure cooker ready to explode. You feel it every time someone looks at you the wrong way, every time someone brushes you aside. Someone tells you something you already know the truth of. You want to scream. You want to lash out. You want them to feel the pain you are holding inside, to know the torment of being overlooked, of being pushed to the edge. But when you scream, when you fight, when you lash out, what happens? Nothing. Nothing changes. The world just keeps spinning, and they just keep walking over you. It is not just anger, though, is it? It is fear, too. Fear that you are not enough. Fear that you will never be seen, that no matter how hard you try, you will always be left behind. Fear that you will be forgotten, discarded like yesterday's news. Fear that the darkness you feel inside will never go away, that it will swallow you whole. Fear that this is all there is, that you are destined to live in the shadows, forever unimportant. And then There is the sadness, that crushing weight that settles on your chest, that constant reminder that things are not the way they should be. You feel it every time you see someone succeed, every time you see someone laugh, every time you see someone get the attention you so desperately crave. It makes you want to curl up and disappear, to escape the world that is so cold and indifferent. You begin to wonder if you will ever feel whole, if you will ever feel like you belong, but all you get is the silence of your own thoughts, the silence of your own pain. And it is deafening, it is suffocating. You are trapped in this cycle, aren't you? You let your anger, your fear, and your sadness control you. You let them dictate your actions, your decisions. You let them define you. You have become a prisoner to your own emotions, bound by the chains of your own mind. And the worst part is, you do not even know how to break free. Every day, you wake up and put on a mask, pretending to be strong, pretending to be okay. But inside, you are breaking apart. You are at war with yourself, with the person you want to be and the person you are forced to be. You want to escape, to find peace, but all you can do is keep running from the truth. The truth is simple. You are not living, you are surviving. You are not thriving, you are just making it through another day, waiting for something to change, waiting for someone to notice. You are letting the world define you, letting the people around you dictate your worth. You are not in control. You are a passenger in your own life. And the destination is always the same: pain, disappointment, and emptiness. And what is the worst part? You know this. You know this deep down inside. You know that nothing is going to change unless you change it. You know that you have the power to break free, to take control, but you are too afraid to face your own darkness, too afraid to confront the truth. So you sit there, letting your anger, your fear, and your sadness rule you. You sit there, waiting for someone else to fix it, waiting for someone else to come and save you. But let me tell you something. No one is coming. No one is going to rescue you. You are the only one who can save yourself. Let me ask you something. How long will you sit there, wallowing in your misery, waiting for someone to throw you a lifeline? How long will you continue to let your anger, your fear, your sadness control you like a puppet on strings? You sit there, blaming the world, blaming everyone else for your pain, for your suffering. You point fingers, you cry, you complain. You think that by showing your hurt, by revealing your weakness, the world will care. You think that by allowing others to see your pain, they will somehow feel sorry for you. They will somehow come to your rescue. But let me tell you something. No one cares. The world does not care about your pain. It does not care about your struggles. It does not owe you anything. And the sooner you accept that truth, the sooner you will begin to understand the real power you hold. You are so used to being the victim, aren't you? You have convinced yourself that the world is against you, that everyone is out to get you, that life is just one long series of punches waiting to knock you down. You wear your pain like a badge, like a shield, thinking it makes you strong. But it does not. It makes you weak. It makes you nothing more than a martyr to your own suffering. You let your emotions dictate your actions, that you let your fear keep you locked in your comfort zone, unable to step outside, unable to move forward. You let your sadness hold you back, trapping you in a world of self-pity and hopelessness. And most of all, you let your anger consume you, turning you into a ticking time bomb, ready to explode at the slightest provocation. You are like a puppet, being controlled by your emotions. You are not the one pulling the strings. Your fear pulls the strings. Your anger pulls the strings. Your sadness pulls the strings. And you sit there, waiting for someone else to free you, to fix you, to make everything better. But they will not. No one is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not anyone. You think that the world owes you something, but it does not. And life does not owe you anything. The only person who can change your situation is you. And until you realize that, until you stop waiting for someone else to fix your problems, you will remain trapped in the same cycle over and over again. Do you know what the problem is? You. You are the problem. You are the one holding yourself back. You are the one who refuses to take control of your life. You are the one who lets your emotions dictate your every move. You are the one who chooses to be a victim instead of a warrior. You let your fear control you. You let your sadness hold you down. You let your anger dictate your actions. You are your own worst enemy, and as long as you keep playing the victim, as long as you keep blaming others for your pain, you will never rise above it. You will never break free from the chains that bind you. So, let me ask you again, how long will you sit there waiting for someone else to fix you? How long will you let your emotions control you? How long will you continue to be the victim in your own story? The world is not going to stop for you. It will not pause just because you are struggling. It will not wait for you to catch up. The world moves on, with or without you, and the longer you wait, the further you fall behind. You cannot afford to keep waiting. You cannot afford to keep hiding in the shadows of your own mind. The time to act is now. The time to take control is now. You cannot keep letting your emotions pull you in every direction, like a leaf in the wind. You need to stop letting them rule you. If you want to change, if you want to break free from the chains that bind you, you must stop making excuses. You must stop blaming the world for your problems. You must stop playing the victim. You must take responsibility for your own life. It is time to stop being afraid. Time to stop being sad. Time to stop being angry. It is time to stop being controlled. You are stronger than this. You are better than this. You are better than this, but you will never realize your true strength until you stop hiding behind your emotions, until you stop letting them control you. You are not weak. You are not a victim. You are a warrior. But until you recognize that, until you stand up and fight for your own power, you will remain nothing more than a puppet in your own life. Now, let us talk about what happens when you stop being the victim, when you stop blaming the world for your suffering. Let us talk about what happens when you take control of the very emotions that have held you captive for so long. You have been running from them, hiding from them, letting them make decisions for you. But now it is time to face them head on. It is time to stop allowing your fear, your anger, and your sadness to rule your life. The solution is simple, but it is not easy. The solution is control. Control over your emotions, control over your mind, control over your life. Do you know what power is? It is not about strength. It is not about brute force. Power is about control. Power is about being able to take the chaos inside you and mold it into something useful. Power is about taking your fear, your anger, your sadness, and turning them into tools, into weapons that you can wield with precision. That is what you need to do. You need to learn how to control the storm inside of you. You need to learn how to make your emotions work for you, not against you. Because let me tell you, if you do not master your emotions, they will master you. And once they do, you will become a slave to them forever. You cannot allow yourself to be a puppet anymore. You cannot let your emotions pull the strings. You must be the one who pulls the strings. When fear creeps in, you do not hide from it. You do not run. You look it in the face and you say, I control you. When anger rises up, you do not let it explode. You harness it. You focus it. You direct it. And when sadness tries to drag you down, you do not let it swallow you. You use it as fuel to rise higher. Your emotions are not your enemies. They are the raw material, the building blocks of your strength. But they only become powerful when you learn how to use them. This is not about suppressing your emotions. That is not the solution. Suppression is weakness. Suppressing your anger only makes it worse. Hiding your fear only makes it more powerful. Ignoring your sadness only lets it fester inside you. The solution is not to hide from your emotions. The solution is to confront them, to understand them, to take them and turn them into something that serves you. And how do you do that? How do you control the chaos inside of you? The first step is awareness. You need to become aware of your emotions. You need to notice when they rise up, when they begin to take control. Too often, we go through life on autopilot, reacting to everything around us without ever stopping to think. You need to stop. You need to observe your emotions like a scientist observing an experiment. You need to understand what triggers them, what makes them grow, and most importantly, how you can control them. The second step is acceptance. You need to accept that emotions are a part of you. They are not something to be ashamed of. They are not something to be afraid of. Fear, anger, sadness, these are all natural human responses. It is okay to feel them. It is okay to be angry, to be afraid, to be sad. The problem is not the emotions themselves. The problem is how you allow them to control you. Once you accept that your emotions are a part of you, you can begin to take control of them. You can start to see them as tools, as powerful forces that you can use to your advantage. The third step is action. Once you have become aware of your emotions and accepted them, it is time to take action. This is where most people fail. They think that just understanding their emotions will be enough. But understanding is not enough. You need to act on that understanding. You need to take control. You need to decide how you will respond to every emotion that rises inside of you. Will you let your fear control your actions, or will you face it and move forward? Will you let your anger destroy your relationships, or will you channel it into something productive? Will you let your sadness keep you stuck, or will you use it as fuel to become stronger? The choice is yours. The power is yours. And here is the most important part: the moment you take control, the moment you decide to stop being a victim, you will begin to see the world differently. You will begin to see your emotions not as obstacles, but as tools. You will begin to see your struggles not as signs of weakness, but as opportunities for growth. Every challenge will become an opportunity for you to practice your control, to build your strength. Every obstacle will become a stepping stone to your power. This is the solution, my friend. It is not a magic fix. It is not an easy answer. But it is the only answer that will give you the power you seek. Stop being controlled by your emotions. Stop being a puppet. Take the strings into your hands and make the world dance to your tune. You are stronger than you know. And when you master your emotions, when you take control of your life, nothing can stop you. Nothing. Now, imagine this for a moment. Every ounce of anger you feel, every drop of fear, every tear of sadness, instead of controlling you, is now your strength. Imagine taking all the chaos inside of you and transforming it into raw power. You have been living your life as if these emotions are your enemies, as if they are the things that break you down, that make you weak. But let me tell you something: the very emotions you fear, the very emotions you try to escape from, are the things that can build you into something unstoppable. When you take control of them, when you stop letting them control you, you will find yourself on a path to greatness, to a power beyond anything you have ever imagined. Think about it. Your fear is not something to run from, not something to hide. Fear is a signal that you are about to step into the unknown. It is a warning that you are pushing yourself beyond your limits, beyond the boundaries of what you thought was possible. Fear tells you that you are on the verge of growth. So instead of running away from it, imagine facing it head-on, walking straight into the storm, knowing that it cannot hurt you. You own it now. You control it. Fear becomes your fuel. It propels you forward. It sharpens your focus. You no longer fear what you do not know, you embrace it. You see the world not as something to be afraid of, but as something to conquer. Now think about your anger. All this time you have been letting it boil inside of you, ready to explode at the slightest provocation. But what if you could take that anger, that fire, and turn it into something productive, something powerful? What if you could channel that anger into action, into purpose? Anger is a powerful force. It can destroy, or it can create. It can burn everything in its path, or it can light a fire that drives you to achieve the impossible. You can use your anger to push through the toughest challenges, to fuel your ambition, to keep going when everyone else would give up. Your anger is not a weakness. It is your strength. When you learn to control it, when you learn to focus it, it becomes the very thing that propels you to the top. And then there is your sadness, that feeling of being lost, of being trapped in a place you do not want to be. That deep, overwhelming sadness that makes it feel like the world is closing in on you, like you cannot go on. But what if I told you that sadness is not something to mourn? What if I told you that sadness is a sign that something within you is changing? Sadness is not the end, it is the beginning. It is the point where you shed your old self and rise from the ashes like a phoenix. Sadness forces you to confront what is broken inside, to look at the pieces of yourself that need to be healed. But it also gives you the power to rebuild. Sadness does not break you, it shapes you. It makes you stronger, more resilient, more capable of handling whatever the world throws at you. It is the soil in which the seeds of your transformation are planted. So now picture this. You are no longer the victim of your emotions. You are no longer at the mercy of your anger, your fear, or your sadness. You have taken control. You have molded them into something powerful. You are a force of nature, unstoppable and unbreakable. You are like a storm, fierce and wild, but also focused with a purpose. Every challenge you face, every obstacle that stands in your way, is just another opportunity for you to prove your strength, to prove that nothing can stand in your way. You are no longer afraid of the dark. You are the darkness. You are the one who controls the storm. This is where your empowerment begins. This is where your true power lies. It is not in suppressing your emotions, not in pretending they do not exist. It is in taking them, embracing them, and using them to fuel your rise. You are not a victim. You are a warrior. You are not weak because you feel anger, fear, or sadness. You are strong because you can face them, because you can control them, because you can turn them into weapons that help you conquer the world around you. Imagine the power you will have when you stop being afraid of your emotions, when you stop running from the darkness inside you. You will become a force that cannot be ignored and a presence that demands attention. You will no longer be the one sitting in the shadows, hoping for a chance. You will be the one stepping into the light, owning your space, and making the world bow to your will. You will be unstoppable. You will be invincible. And here is the truth. The world is waiting for you to step into your power. The world is waiting for you to stop hiding, to stop pretending, to stop playing small. The world is waiting for you to rise, to take control of your emotions, and to use them to fuel your greatness. You are ready. You are more than ready. All you need to do is take that first step, to decide that you will no longer be controlled by your emotions. The moment you make that decision, the moment you take control, the world will change. It will bend to your will, and you will stand at the center of it, powerful and free. This is your time. This is your moment. Embrace your power. Use your emotions to fuel your rise, and watch as the world falls at your feet. Here is where it all leads, the moment of truth. You have learned about the power that lies within you. You have faced your fear, confronted your anger, and embraced your sadness. You have taken control of the chaos inside you, transformed it into strength, and now you stand at the precipice of your own greatness. You are no longer the person you were before. You are no longer the victim, the puppet, the one who hides behind excuses. You are the one who controls the strings now. You are the one who decides how the story unfolds. You are the master of your fate, and nothing can stand in your way. But here is the question. Might you rise to the occasion? Will you take all the lessons you have lost and use them to seize the power that is rightfully yours? Or will you stand there, frozen, afraid to take the first step, waiting for some miracle to come and change your life? Understand this, the world does not wait for you. It does not stop for you to get ready. The world moves at a relentless pace, and if you do not act now, you will find yourself left behind. If you do not rise now, you will fade into the background, just another face in the crowd, just another person who could have been great, but was too afraid to take action. You are standing at the edge of something powerful. You are standing on the threshold of your transformation. All it takes now is for you to step forward, to embrace the power you have unlocked within yourself, and to take control. The fear, the anger, the sadness, you now know what they are. You now know how to use them. So, what is stopping you? What is holding you back from seizing the life that you deserve? What is stopping you from showing the world what you are truly capable of? Let me tell you what is stopping you. It is your doubt, your hesitation, your fear of the unknown. It is the voice in your head telling you that you are not ready, that you are not good enough, that you do not deserve success. But that voice is a lie. It is the last attempt of your old self, the victim, the one who is too afraid to rise. It is the voice of weakness, the voice that wants to keep you small, keep you trapped in the comfort of your own misery. And it is time for you to silence that voice. It is time for you to show the world that you are not afraid. You are not afraid of the challenge, you are not afraid of the struggle, and you are certainly not afraid of success. The world does not bow to those who wait. It bows to those who take control, to those who take action. So take action now. Use the power you have gained to carve your path, to claim what is yours. Do not wait for someone to hand you success. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. The world is waiting for you to rise. It is waiting for you to show your strength, to show your power. And when you step forward, when you take control, you will find that the world will bend to your will. So, what are you going to do? Will you stand there, still trapped by your own fears, still waiting for someone else to change your life? Or will you rise? Will you take control? Will you step into your power and show the world what you are capable of? The choice is yours. It always has been. But know this, if you choose to rise, if you choose to take control, nothing will be able to stop you. Not fear, not anger, not sadness, nothing. This is your time. This is your moment. The world is waiting for you. Step into your power. Take control. Rise and show the world what you are made of.